Welcome to the Auburn Medical Group YouTube live stream, the entertaining medical live stream where viewers can ask real-time questions of real medical doctors. And here are our hosts, Dr. Mark Vaughn and Dr. Gwen Vaughn.
And welcome to the show.
Hello.
Welcome, Dr. Gwen.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for joining me.
Glad to be here. I wasn't here last week.
I know. We're glad to have you back. We had to adjust the camera because it was set for Mr. Ed, which he did a great job of filling in.
That's what I heard.
We are glad to have you back. And we'll be glad to have Mr. Ed back. Probably in 2 weeks, because next week is Memorial Day, and I'm not sure what's going to happen Memorial Day.
I won't be here.
You won't be here, so we'll find out what happens. We may have something special for you. Thank you to all of our regular viewers, and as you can see, I am Dr. Mark Vaughn, and this is Dr. Gwen Vaughn. And you can see our social activities there. Speaking of which, you had a post on
Camp COVID
experience. Camp COVID. So
it sounds like a really bad B-rated movie.
Look at the drgreenknight.com. I'm sorry, it's not the Dr.
Go
Green
to
Knight.
that. No, it's that. Doctor right below me. drgreenknight.com. You add .com to that, you'll be there.
We've got it there, so you can see what it is.
You'll be there.
Yeah.
Check it out, though. It was quite the experience. I actually had an amazing experience being able to go on a 3-day camping excursion with my son. However, COVID entered into it in a very up close and personal way. So, yeah, go read over there from my experience. It was interesting.
So sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
So we would like to, we're going to be talking about monkeypox. That's what this show is about. Monkeypox. Monkeypox. So we don't get too excited. But we will be talking about monkeypox when we get to the topic. But first, we need to see what's going on with all of our live viewers, because this is a live program and you can chat in with on YouTube.
We appreciate it.
And super chat. So you can do that too.
We
if you want.
appreciate it.
So let's go to the chat and see who we have. Let's see. I'm going to be looking over here because we don't have Holly right now. She's still out of medical. Okay, so we have, of course, Lindsay Antoine is saying, "Sup, guys, gals," and all in between. And then we have Pamela saying hello there, and Susan saying,
Rusty misses Mr. Ed. Okay. Yeah, I know. We miss Mr.
Rusty
Ed, too.
Rusty is saying hi, and Pamela saying hello to everybody. Rusty missing Mr. Ed. And yes, he will be back. He would love to be here. Pamela also saying, monkeypox. Who would have thought? Jonathan Santiago, California. That's the next thing. Carla Fee, what is monkeypox?
Hey.
We're going to get to that, Carla.
Glad you asked.
Me too. Pamela, oh no, COVID shouldn't have been able to ruin that. Rude COVID. And then Robert Antonio is saying evening to us.
Rude COVID.
My goodness, lots of comments. I'm going to get back to the comments. Cheryl King saying hi. Michelle saying hi from Michigan. Pamela again. My coworker and I spend most of the day 3 inches from each other's face.
Wow, you work very closely. We work in the same office.
What kind of work?
This is
what
close.
Kind of work are you?
3 inches.
I don't even want to get that close. I mean, I love you, but
that's uncomfortable.
I'm really curious about your job.
Are you a dentist? But even then, it wouldn't be your coworker.
No, you wouldn't be 3 inches from your coworker. Okay, everybody write in what they think her job is.
3 inches from the
That's what our comments are for the rest of the show. What is that job?
What job gets you 3 inches
from your coworker, not from your patient?
Inches.
You know, like an optometrist.
See, he doesn't even let me get that close.
And I'm the touchy one. Okay, let's get back to Carla Fee. What is monkeypox? Again, so glad you asked, Carla.
Oh.
Bianca's saying hi. Laura Barzyk says hi from Chicago. Oh, look.
Oh.
Deborah Ronker, super chat.
Hey,
Deborah.
All right.
Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate
Hope you're
that.
having a wonderful evening.
We should do something special for her, shouldn't we? We should. There we go. Yay.
Really? Jazz hand? Something? I don't know.
That's for you, Deborah. Thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate that. We're going to get back to our comments.
Yeah.
So that's
Hi
Deborah.
from Indianapolis. Hey, I was in Indianapolis just last month.
Teresa says hello. Jean from Nova Scotia. Paula saying hi. Beverly, hi from Indianapolis. Oh, you already caught that. Teresa. Hi, Jean from Medford, Ontario. Medford.
Oh,
Medford.
Meaford.
And then
Because Gene Taylor's from Nova Scotia.
okay.
So they're just having a Canada moment.
Oh, she's saying where
Not
she's
3
from.
inches apart from
Because
each other.
Teresa's from Canada
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, I knew that, Teresa.
Yep.
And
I
then-
think they stay more than 3 inches apart in Canada.
I think so. And then we also have Pamela, veterinary medicine, vet techs and docs must be physically close to hold cats for. Oh,
It all makes sense. That's close.
You're right there working on the cat.
You're
All
holding the
right.
cat.
Holding
I don't know
cat.
if you're the tech or the
okay.
doc
Small
or one of
animals,
those.
and
But
one restrains and the other one does what needs to be done. Pamela, we're constantly face to face all day long. Robert Antonio, Dutch Bros, coffee for the win. Today it's a tea because I'm trying to be a little healthier and a little lower
Mine was
calorie
not.
with my tea from Dutch
almost
Bros.
gone.
But thank you for noticing
Freeze.
that we are Dutch Bros. Pamela, hi Beverly, and Leslie, hi from New York.
And
Jeannie,
she's the tech.
she's a firefighter.
Awesome.
And Allison is from Scotland, and Pamela, I'm the tech.
Alaska. I got to go back to Alaska one of these days.
Jerry,
Everybody's
hi
just
from
saying,
Alaska.
we're never going to get to this.
Reverend Eugene, hi guys.
We got to talk about
Oh my
monkeypox.
goodness, they're still going. Gene.
That's why we got to get back to the monkeypox.
Yes, we do. Okay.
Because
All right.
somebody asked.
All right. Back to monkeypox for a moment here. Because somebody asked, what is monkeypox?
What is monkeypox?
Monkeypox is what happens when COVID gets old
Oh, yeah.
in the news.
We get worried about one case.
So, first of all, I want the end result of this show about monkeypox to be for everybody to go, well,
Breathe a sigh of relief. And
that wasn't worth the whole
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, that was a what was
was
Uncle Bob's words? That was a nothing burger.
All right, so let's talk about it because some people have it. Monkeypox is similar to,
Some people you say one in the United States. Maybe two.
maybe two just in
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake County, yeah.
Maybe three.
So there's a few, half dozen or so cases that they're looking at in the U.S., I believe, more so in Europe,
yeah, 70
UK,
as of Friday. More since
Spain,
then.
some other places. Monkeypox usually you don't see it outside of Africa, and if you do, it's usually because somebody came in contact with it in Africa. Usually
They
came
came
in
right
contact
back.
with an animal.
So there were 2 cases last year.
Yeah.
You didn't even hear about them. Reason being, they were people who had traveled to Africa and
Yeah.
come back, had direct contact. Now, why is this year different? That's the question. Why are we
Why
hearing
is
about
it
this
spreading?
now?
Yeah, why is monkeypox spreading? That's the question, because it doesn't usually.
Right.
So monkeypox can be a little scary if you think about that it's very closely related to smallpox, with a mortality rate of around 30%. And monkeypox
Significant.
itself in Central Africa has had mortality rates as high as 17, 18%. Now that's really concerning.
Significant, for sure.
So that's in Africa, and that's historical
a different
data.
strain than the one that was
Yeah.
found in Massachusetts.
Right. And that's also one of those situations where, well, who got tested? Did people who had light symptoms or were asymptomatic even get tested? We don't know. So it makes your mortality look bigger. Western Africa, it looks like it's much lower.
1%, I think, is what I saw.
But in the United States, all of the cases that we've ever had over the time that we've known about monkeypox, in this last half century or so that it's been in people, we really haven't seen a death in the United States. We haven't had that many cases either. So far, the mortality rate in the United States is 0.
Right.
Yeah. So we want people to know that. So it is not nearly as contagious as COVID.
Right. Another.
Not at all.
No deaths.
Nowhere
Not
near.
as contagious.
Yeah. Nowhere.
Like 2 on the.
Very easy to
side.
keep track of because
Yep.
it doesn't really spread that much to other people. But here's what could be a problem. The incubation for it is 12 days.
That is the part. So you can't
Now
go
with
around.
COVID, you have it within a few days, 3 or 4 days, and you're starting to cough. This one, 12 days. And even then, you're not having the rash. You're having constitutional symptoms like fever, chills, maybe myalgia.
So in that time, how is it spread?
So here's the thing, though. You have to be really, really close. So large respiratory droplets, like being within 6 feet of a person.
3 inches.
For 3 or more hours. Now, when we talk about COVID, we talk in terms of people being within a certain distance for 15 minutes.
Right.
And it's 15 minutes additive throughout the day. For monkeypox, we're talking 3 hours of being within 6 feet of a person who has it. Also, with this current constellation of cases that's being studied, most of the people, so this is people outside of Africa, so this would be Europe and the United States, most of the people who are being studied right now with it, this current outbreak, are men who have sex with men. So there's a lot of close contact there. So you can get it not just from the respiratory droplets, but also from touching the lesions or being exposed to secretions from the person or pus that's coming out of the lesion. You can get it from that. So we're thinking that this is from very, very close, like touching contact.
Right.
From person to person, very intimate contact for most of the cases so far as what's being, thrown out as possibly the way it's happening. Lesions are being found on the parts of the body used in men having sex with men. So that would also point to these are the parts of the body that are transmitting it. What else can we say about it? There is treatment available, but not being used.
They were things I had never even heard about.
Yeah.
Because we don't treat other things with them.
Is a supply, a national strategic stockpile of antivirals specifically for smallpox and cowpox, and there are vaccines for it.
Which can be a treatment.
That's the weirdest thing.
Because it has such
vaccine is treatment.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We don't do that with COVID because by the time the vaccine would take effect,
2 weeks,
you're already over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's actually used as a, as soon as you get exposed, you get this post-exposure vaccination for cowpox, which is not being given right now.
Right. And that's not unprecedented. We do that for rabies.
Yeah.
We do that
right.
for
You wait until.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why are we not giving cowpox vaccines to people in the United States right now when we have it in the United States?
Because we just don't have enough cases for it to be.
And are we going to have cases?
Yeah, that's the other question. I don't think so.
We'll watch this, but chances
But there
are
is,
there's not going to be much coming from it.
And if you are of the age where you got the smallpox vaccine, you actually...
Older than me.
Yeah, old. Me too. Older than me.
So if a person has to be older than me to have had the smallpox vaccine, they have to be old.
Yeah.
Old.
Really old. So, yeah, how many of you have gotten the smallpox vaccine? Actually, I'm curious about other countries. Like, when did they stop doing
some of them stopped a little later than U.S.
Yeah, the
Not
WHO.
much later. Within 10 years, though.
Right, yeah. Some places it was later. Anyway, curious. Write in your answer if you got the smallpox vaccine. But yeah, that does have some cross, what's the word we're looking for, immunogenicity towards it, so you can get some protection.
And actually, it looks like people who had it decades earlier still have the protection against monkeypox. It's like 81% effective.
Right.
Now, that's not as good as our mRNA vaccines against COVID, but it's as good as vaccines were
for
back
a vaccine.
then.
That's good. That's really good, actually.
Yeah, so if it were to be needed, which they would use it for like people who are working with small animals in Central and West Africa.
Sure. Yeah.
Those are the sort of people who would be getting, people who live in places where it's endemic. And where does it live? It lives in little rodents, we think. I don't know if that's totally sure, but it's thought that the monkeys and the humans, who are incidental hosts, get it from other rodents. And the outbreak we had here in, was it 2003? It was from prairie dogs that had been kept in close proximity to some rodents that came from Africa. And so the prairie dogs got it, and the people getting it from prairie dogs. People who got it from scratches or bites were worse off than people who got it just from petting them and having them as pets.
Yep.
Oh, I should probably look at questions, huh? I'm going to go to your questions and comments right now.
Yep. I'll speak a little more on monkeypox. So monkeypox and smallpox are the same type of virus. That's why we have that crossover protection from them. Now that is different from chickenpox, which chickenpox is actually a herpetiform or herpes-like virus, which is different. So there is no crossover protection from the chickenpox vaccine, which we give routinely to our kids these days. So unfortunately, no protection there. It is a completely different virus. What's the name of the virus that? Do you remember?
So are you talking about the orthopox virus?
Yeah, orthopox.
Family is what?
Which is
smallpox,
monkeypox,
cowpox, monkeypox.
Yeah, all of those pox.
Yeah.
And it different. So what do those pox look like? That's the other question. So in chickenpox,
let's talk about it.
They're chickenpox. They're little not pustules. I was looking for blisters. More blisters. They're clear fluid.
Vesicles first.
Yeah, vesicles, which is like a small blister with clear fluid in it that'll kind of break open and then crust over. In chickenpox, you get those all over your body at all different stages. Some would be forming, some would be coming, some would be going. Whereas smallpox, what would happen is you get all of it at the same time. They go through this progression at the same time. So all of them.
So like 12 days after you were exposed,
you start to get them.
Then you start to have your fever, and then within a couple of days of that, you start to have these red
the
areas and bumps.
Fever goes away, and then you have a few days later
gradually turn into the little fluid-filled vesicles, which then turn into pustules.
Yep.
Meaning it's like clear fluid turning to pus.
Yep.
And then they get a little dimple in them. We call that umbilicated, like molluscum contagiosum, if you're familiar with that.
Wow, big words.
And then they open, and that stuff is contagious, so you don't want to get to people, and that's why
and that's how it's mostly transmitted, direct contact with those.
That and the respiratory droplets when you're around people a lot. So that's why they are in other countries, not so much in the United States, putting people in isolation right now when they have it, so that they're not spreading it to other people. But actually, if you were to go out to a public place, as long as you're not dripping stuff on people and not touching other people, there's absolutely no reason to expect that you're going to be transmitting it to other people.
Yeah.
Unless you're spending 3 hours within 6 feet of them. But if you're just passing through, you're not going to get
unlikely. Yeah.
So the isolation, I don't know how necessary that would be to keep it from becoming a big problem. Just people who have it need to find out by getting tested, and we can test for it. And this is what happened when all the doctors in the United States came to work this morning. They had an email, or should have had an email, from their local public health authorities saying, hey, monkeypox is around. If you see it, do this kind of test on one of the lesions and send it in to us.
Right.
Okay, we need to get to some comments.
Well, I like this comment from Pamela. I guess it's good I don't like touching most people.
Okay, and Bianca.
That is a person after my own
know
heart.
that she stopped smoking for 4 years.
Hey, 4 weeks, I thought.
Oh, 4 weeks. Okay.
Yeah, but hey, that's still great. Good job.
Okay, so let's be selective and find people who have the little badge because they're channel members and. Oh, it doesn't show the badges on here, unfortunately. All right, Bianca. Good way to cover other world news. They may want to hide. They put the focus on something else. Smirking face. Haven't got a tin hat, honestly. All right. Let's see.
Nice.
What else? Pamela's
long incubation.
It is a long incubation.
That is long.
You are correct. It is long.
So it is hard to know where along the your history you got it. Yeah, who you got it from.
Pamela's they're saying it's spreading by sex. Actually, because that's close contact.
Propose that, yeah.
Not necessarily the sex part of it, but the close
exactly.
contact
So it's not the transfer of stuff. It's just the close contact, and the lesions are in areas. Gosh, how am I trying to say this in a way that's appropriate?
We're getting emojis read by the computer.
Whoa,
because it doesn't show them. They show up on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you see them.
It's a winking face with tongue.
You see them. Yeah, that's funny. All right.
Winking face with tongue.
Rusty answered 70 to something. I think that's either how old he is or
I think they were putting out their so I think that means that you got the smallpox vaccine. I think that's what you're saying. They
Reverend
stopped the
Eugene,
smallpox vaccine in the UK in 1971. There's a nice little information tidbit
from Bianca. Yeah.
Hey.
And some parts of the United States did around that time. Not all though.
Right.
Who else do we have here? Don't have chickenpox vaccine in the UK? I didn't know that. It exists.
Yeah. Chickenpox was not fun. And somebody, Pamela, yeah, she said she hated the chickenpox.
Pamela wants to know it's the large respiratory droplets. Yes, the large ones.
The ones that those, masks will cover and keep away.
Yeah.
However, at this point, we're not worried about everybody wearing masks. We're not going to make that
Not for
recommendation.
monkeypox.
Not for that.
We kind of like having the masks in public for another reason right now because
certain areas are
in case
having
you hadn't known,
spikes in COVID.
the guy who went to COVID camp found out
Camp
that
COVID.
COVID's back. It was gone for just. It wasn't actually gone. It was just so low the numbers.
They were very low.
Yeah.
Gosh, very.
But it's
very
around.
low.
But
And
thankfully,
it's
we're
gone
not
up by about 4 times locally.
We're not seeing mortality go up here.
We're still early though. You know
Yeah.
that whole 2-week delay.
But mortality's
we haven't
still
reached that.
hundreds per
However,
day in the country.
Yeah.
Never did go away completely.
Right.
But it did go low. We'll say that.
Yeah.
So we do encourage wearing masks. If you're one of those people who really needs protection for yourself, we encourage the N95 mask.
Right.
And being careful, and of course getting your vaccine and getting your booster too, for the maximum amount of protection you can get. If you're one of those people who has some kind of a medicine that causes you to have immune compromise or immune suppression,
Yep.
or if you have one of those medical conditions, and people who are elderly, we encourage them to get the extra booster and to wear the
Absolutely.
mask when they're in public.
Yep.
And it's not a bad idea for the rest of us to be wearing the mask when in
And
public.
out our
But,
fellow man. Yes.
so I actually did
And
this
woman.
weekend wear my mask in public places when I was indoors.
Okay.
Again. Yeah.
I did too. The only indoor place I went with you.
Back to our questions and comments here. Let's see. Let me get caught up on it. Okay, we have, and we may not be getting all of the ones that are on. People on YouTube may be seeing some more than what we see here. So also Pamela, I found I'm almost always the only person wearing a mask everywhere I go now. I'm immune compromised, but I'm protecting others more than myself. That's true. That is what's going on there.
Right.
So when you're around us, you'll be a little better off.
We'll wear it with you.
Yeah.
Support you in solidarity.
We will do that. Okay. Oh, one more comment
now,
here.
we are still in the green tier.
We are. I know. I'm being
yeah.
careful.
So, no one else will wear a mask. I still make the recommendation for many patients, though.
All right. So Pamela says, a man asked her what she's afraid of. I'm assuming it's because she was wearing a mask.
Oh.
She told you.
And you don't even
Nice.
know your
That's nice. I like that.
risk.
Okay. So any other questions on monkeypox? We covered kind of the basics.
Monkeypox.
We expect that you may see word of a few more cases. Maybe they'll be clarifying a little bit about the situation of men having sex with men, as far as who's spreading it, or the majority of people who have it. It's probably more of a community where there's a lot of contact, prolonged skin-to-skin contact. And I think that's probably what they're going to say, rather than it's truly a sexually transmitted infection. And we'll probably be seeing it decrease because of an awareness of it and people getting their rashes checked and then taking precautions against spreading it. I don't anticipate people getting severely ill from it. I don't anticipate people dying from it. Not in the United States, although people do die from it in Africa. And again, the Western Africa strain seems to be less dangerous than the Central Africa, and this seems to be the West Africa strain. Right. So we thank you for watching. We don't know what's up for next week. We know Dr. Gawain won't be a part of it. Mr. Ed said he would come in, and then somebody told me, no, we're closed on Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Okay, Holly won't be back, but we'll see if we have something for you. If there's something here, you'll be able to watch it. If not, we'll be back in 2 weeks. So anything you want to throw out there before we say goodbye?
Sure. Yeah. Go check out the blog. Hear about my Camp COVID story.
Absolutely. Anybody
And I would like to thank Teresa over at Patreon. Thank you for supporting the blog. I appreciate
all the way
it.
up in Canada.
All the way up in Canada,
Yeah.
where they stay more than 3 inches apart. Wait, no, that's the veterinarians.
Unless they're veterinary. Yeah. Okay.
Unless they're veterinarians.
I also need to thank Lindsay Antwine. There you go. Her name's going to be real big over here in just a moment. Till next time, Dr. Mark Bond, Dr. Wayne telling all of you to stay in good health.
Doctors, thank you for another informative session. Auburn Medical Group is located in Auburn, California, USA. Thank you for participating. Please tell a friend and join us again next week.